guys, I'm Coach Jackie and this is Coach Liz, and we're going to talk a little bit about our coach's book that we decided to read or kick off the year with. It's called Spark. It's basically how exercise affects the brain. It is a fantastic book. I strongly encourage you to pick it up and read it this summer. This month our coaching staff is focusing on mental health. One of the leading concerns in mental health is depression. This book has a whole chapter talking about how exercise impacts depression. One of the things that struck me early on in this book, first off, they did an amazing study on the Naperville High School kids and exercising prior to school. Another good reason to pick up this book and read and check that out. But I also just really liked the author's perspective on exercise. So what he says, my hope is that if you understand how physical activity improves brain function, you'll be motivated to include it in your life in a positive way rather than think of it as something you should do. So I think we've all been there where we feel obligated that we have to do exercise every day for aesthetics reasons. But in all reality, it is a blessing to be able to wake up and have the ability to do exercise. And then furthermore, if we looked at exercise as a way that can positively impact our brain function, I think that just might change our perspective and help us get to the gym more often.
Yeah, so like Jackie said, super awesome read. Like seriously, you guys can get an insight as to what the coaches are thinking and why we are preaching what we're preaching all the time. There's so many good, fantastic takeaways. Like Jackie said, with mental health awareness, I'm just going to take a quote from the chapter about depression. So just hang with me here. All right, Bill didn't know he was missing out. When he turned 50, he realized that he was 20 pounds overweight and he decided to go on a diet and start running. Before long, he began losing weight and he noticed some dramatic side effects. He became less critical of himself and of others and less of a grouch. His wife and his children picked up on the shift and wanted to spend more time with him, which made him feel good and further improved his attitude. Bill had never had depression per se, but there was no doubt he felt more passionate about life once he got into a regular exercise routine. He discovered entirely by accident that he could be happier.
I think we can all relate to the person and spark that this book is talking about. Whether that was you and exercise was a turning point for you to change your life, or maybe you just know somebody. Exercise is so powerful, and I think sometimes we think that it's a surprise, but it's really not. So this book backs up with lots and lots of research how exercise actually changes the chemicals in the brain, and so it's not a surprise that when we exercise that we feel better.
Yep.
One of the things that was referenced in the book was a study. There was two studies. The first one that was conducted said that exercise was as effective as Zoloft at treating depression. The second study that was done by Duke University in 2000, published in the New York Times, actually said that exercise was better than Zoloft at treating depression.
I'm just going to pull something here from the book, so quoting basically these studies that she's talking about. James Blumenthal and his colleagues pitted exercise against Zoloft in a 16-week trial. The exercise group was assigned to exercise at 70 to 85% of their aerobic capacity for 30 minutes. The results? All three groups showed a dramatic decrease in depression. Blumenthal concluded that exercise was as effective as medication. So we all have the personal testimony of coming into the gym and feeling that emotional or that mental side effect, but then also the book is great about supporting evidence and giving the research to back it up as well. Super powerful.
And some of those things are some of the chemicals that we're talking about, the major players being endorphins. That's probably not a new term to a lot of you, but as well as dopamine and norepinephrine. So dopamine is a huge driver behind that feeling of satisfaction, as well as just increasing our self-esteem and feeling good. So it's no surprise that we work out, we increase these chemicals, and all of a sudden we walk out the gym feeling better. I think we can all relate to maybe having a bad day and then coming into the gym, getting a good workout in, and it's like, oh, I feel so much better. That's the power that exercise really has.
And it's so black and white. And again, in the studies, something else they referenced in the book was these studies have been published, but they're in the back pages of literature, and it's just one of those things that if you could bottle exercise and put a prescription label on it, it would be like Miracle Grow for our brains and our bodies. So
it's crazy. It's not a prescription, right? So it's not backed by pharmaceutical companies that are able to drive those front page ads for Zoloft and all these other prescriptions. but exercise is as effective, which is huge. If you have the opportunity, pick up this book. Over the course of the summer, we're going to be highlighting and kind of referencing this book, and ultimately with the goal of literally living your best life possible, both mentally and physically.
Yep. Exercise isn't only to help you look fabulous in a bikini, right? Like, it's meant to balance the chemicals in your brain and in your body to really help you live your best life mentally and physically. So, look forward to this summer. We're going to be kicking off a Summer Spark series where we will be referencing the book and then also trying to tie in some awesome attendance goals. So look for more information regarding that and just getting the benefits that the book shows us. So
pick up the book Spark and let us know how you like it.
all right, thanks guys.